Hello.
What up?
How are
Why did I
you?
say what up? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. What up?
I'm too old for this. What up? No, it doesn't work. So, but before we start, hello everyone.
Next week it'll be the Budweiser commercial.
Before we start, I'm enjoying my holiday or my what I always got personal time off PTO for a
Nice.
week. Back next Monday. We did not go on camera or talk about what we were going to wear today. We just seen that 30 minutes ago. I mean, just same on brand, on point. Just
Got to represent the community, the cloud native community.
I say what up, you say represent. Yeah. Okay. It's Friday. It's almost weekend.
You can tell you've had a week off.
I've had a week off. I'm like completely recharged. Awesome.
Yes.
So this week, Cert Manager Part 2, production ready deployments. Last week in 10 minutes of tech, we looked at Cert Manager, let's encrypt, deploy some stuff, and it was like the next finish and awesome and magic and cool. And now what if you want to go to production? Certificates and DNS, it's always a thing. So that in 10 minutes in tech. But before we do that, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's bits of work, some fun bits, bicep, infrastructure as code, some AKS stuff, some Kubernetes bits and pieces, and found some time to also create a new tool called kubetidy. So I've been working on that. Yeah, it's been a good week so far.
We're going to take a look at kubetidy in a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. And well, for me, week off. I've been, let's see what I do. Woke up, went to the gym, gym, food, sleep. Went out for sushi on Wednesday. More food, more gym. Play with Cert Manager, build a demo. And I started recording some bits, which I talked about last week. So next week, I'll release some stuff. Yeah.
Looking forward to it. That could be the news next week. Wesley's release some stuff online.
No, I created some videos. Yeah, I'll release one video and then the next one the week after.
Cool.
We'll see. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So easy week. Yeah. And obviously keeping track of WhatsApp. You and Carl, following Carl and his United States endeavors. It's always fun to read.
Yeah. Getting some pictures of the US of A and all these cool places he's going. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to Chicago now, though. Ignite. Oh, you're going to KubeCon before that.
KubeCon first. Salt Lake City. Cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll talk about that again in the news. So let's just skip to the news. News. Michael. Should have come to the first party to get Cert Manager up and running with my personal. This demo will do that. Well, not with Ionos, we do Azure DNS, but
same principle.
I think we can help you get started. Yeah, definitely. So news. What have we got for news? Well, we still have KubeCon North America, November 12th, Salt Lake City. Mr. Hooper is going to be there in person.
Yep. And Michael Gate's going to be there as well. So yeah, shout out to him. It'd be good to meet up again in person.
Everyone's going to be there except for me.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. All right. And then we also have rejects, right?
Yes, Cloud Native Rejects, where Michael's actually presented about vector databases, which will be quite interesting. Cloud Native Rejects is where your talks where you didn't get accepted at KubeCon go. So should be really good. And if I remember right, we got 43 days, 22 hours, 24 minutes, and 55 seconds until reject starts. So this will be my first reject, so I'm going there as well. It's I think on the Sunday to the Monday. So yeah, it should be good.
You know, we say, if I remember that right, we can see you looking at the countdown timer on the website.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The dates are November the 10th to the 11th. I think that's the Sunday and the Monday. But yeah.
So it's before
KubeCon.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
TikTok. Time's ticking, mate.
You got a whole month to go. It's fine.
Oh, plenty of time.
Yeah, it should be a good session.
All right. What else have we got? I'm scrolling. I did not keep track of a lot of news, so I'm going by your preps. Yeah. Oh, this one. Yep.
Call for proposals for KubeCon EU. So if you want to do it, put your call in. If you don't get picked up or selected, rejects EU could be where you go. So yeah, that call for paper will open once the ones for KubeCon have been selected. So yeah, keep an eye out. Put a nice proposal in, and hopefully you get selected.
Yeah, for either that or rejects.
Yep.
All right, and then we have yes, VM notebooks. Yes. We already chatted about this in the past, like, oh, something's coming, and something, and I've got this.
Yeah, so currently in AKS, you can have your node pools, which are virtual machine scale sets. You've got your node auto provision, which can use Carpenter and deploy you some nodes on their own, but not in a node pool. So they're just like random nodes connected to it. But now with this, you can have a node pool with different size VMs inside it. So it doesn't use virtual machine scale sets. It uses actual virtual machines like node auto provision, but it puts in this logical grouping of your node pool, which is really cool. So it's just come out in preview. Have a play. It currently doesn't support auto scaling, but it sounds like that will be coming when you look at the resource. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see how this goes, but it could be quite interesting to see like these node pools with different SKUs inside it and how you can get your workloads to utilize a good SKU. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
Would this be the end of regular node pools?
Time will tell. But we'll soon find out. See how good the implementation is. You know, maybe Carpenter could be the end of the regular node pools, but you know, it's good to have a few options.
I do like my node auto provision.
Me too.
Yeah. So another comment from Michael. I'm just gonna put that up there because I'd also say, well, possibly unpopular opinion. I've never been to Rejects, but when I see what sessions you have at Rejects as opposed to KubeCon, I'd also say maybe less vendor biased sessions at Rejects as opposed to KubeCon. I like KubeCon. I love KubeCon. It's a great event, but yeah.
Once I go, I'll let you know. But to be fair, I don't see many sessions at KubeCon because it's all about the networking, whereas Rejects is a lot smaller, so you can do a bit of both, which will be good.
Maybe with the technical deep dives and
yeah.
All right. Let's see. We have that and Dapper.
Yeah, we love Dapper.
5 years.
5 years old, Dapper Day. Whew. That's a long time that the software's been around. It feels like it was just yesterday, but yeah, I remember the release and Dapper Day, October 16th. Sign up and it should be a fun conference or online event, I should say.
When it was released, like 5 years ago, I thought, well, Dapper, this is going to be Microsoft's attempt at giving something to the community, and let's see how it goes. And it went really well. And it's a very, very good product, like a really good product.
Yeah, and the co-founder or the founder of it works for created his own company called Diagrid now, where Mark works, and they've just released a new tool to the world. I think I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, go and check out Diagrid as well if you're using Dapper.
Let me check.
It makes it super easy to use. It's like wraps it all in nice GUI and stuff like that. I think it's Catalyst or something. I could.
But is that new? I thought that, or was that announced like a while ago? And
maybe it was announced a while, but I definitely see some things in the Twitter feeds or X feeds and LinkedIn feeds that they've released something. I'm sure it was Catalyst, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it's Catalyst.
Yeah,
it states even powerful APIs for building microservices. Stop hacking together fragmented libraries and get back to building. Oh, it's a good product. It's diagrid.io for anyone interested. So, yeah, so when you get serious with Dapper, Diagrid is going to be very beneficial for you. All right, what else? Kubernetes 131 on EKS.
Yeah. So this got announced, I think, today. And you can now use 1.31 in production in EKS. So if you want to be on the latest and greatest version, go ahead and play with it and get your workloads tested, running, and make sure everything's all good. So that's cool. Hopefully we'll get 1.31 on AKS and GKE and other providers shortly.
All right. And well, you didn't put this on there. I put it on there.
You did, yes.
KubeTidy.
Yeah.
Your little tool that you released. What is it? Tell us all about it. What did you release? What is it?
So yeah, I was looking for a tool to clean up my kube config because I play with a lot of Kubernetes clusters. I do a lot of testing deployments and stuff, mostly AKS ones. And my kube config file had hundreds of clusters, contexts, and stuff inside it, and it would have took me ages to clean it up. So I had a look at the tool called kubetrim, but it sort of didn't work very well with the AKS clusters with the RBAC and stuff like that. And it didn't have a way to exclude it when I tested it. So I thought, right, I'm just going to write in PowerShell because I can write PowerShell. PowerShell works on Windows, Macs, Linux now, so it's fine. And yeah, you can just go to the website, see the Git repository, and have a little play. It lets you clean up your config file. It's got some other features coming soon where you can merge configs together. It automatically backs up your config before it makes any changes as well. I've been using it for a few days now, and yeah, it's helping me out quite a lot. And I like I tried to make it like I don't know if there's the younger viewers might not know, but in the UK and like Europe, there's this old technology called teletext, which was on your TV and it was like a web browser kind of thing. And I tried to make it look like that, so it's a command line based tool. And yeah, I tried to use the colors like you would get on that. In fact, I think Wesley's got it up on the screen. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, so it just can scan your clusters, and it looks a bit like teletext, and that's what I was going for with it because I'm old.
Is that like you go to the sports page, right? You got the number, and that's the sports results, and
yeah. You used to be able to book holidays through it and stuff like that.
I think that still exists.
I don't know. It might do, but I know like the BBC has all changed to online services now, iPlayer and stuff.
This is Dutch, but look at this. Look at this. This was it.
That's
this what.
Like if you scroll down the tiny bit, and yeah, look at the colors. You know, I've literally tried to match it as much as possible.
All right, yeah, that's on point. That's cool.
Yeah. Just a little weird thing that I liked to do, but yeah, good times.
You're not old.
I feel old. I'm very tired this week. It's been a long week, but it's been a fun week. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I see that Michael just said he shared it with his dev team. Good work. It is good work.
Thank you.
I've been off this week, and I know that my kube config is an absolute mess. So I'm going to try it this afternoon.
Yeah. If anyone finds any bugs or wants help, feel free to open a pull request or an issue. We can chat about it. Yeah, hopefully it helps people out. It's helped me out. So I thought, why not let other people use it as well?
Awesome. Happy about that. Yeah. Very, very cool. Good job. Good job. All right. Cert Manager then. 10 minutes of tech. Yeah. Let's go. All right. So last week, we talked about Cert Manager. We did some Let's Encrypt stuff, and it was like a next finish. And hey, look at that. We've got a secret with a certificate. Let's Encrypt, verified. We got TLS. Awesome. That was like good for, dev testing, you'd say, right? Good dev testing, getting started, getting up and running, cool. But what you then do is, you configure your Azure DNS, but then you have customers and they maybe do not accept the default Let's Encrypt stuff. Maybe they want like an Acme challenge, and you need to prove that you own the DNS and all that. There's different requirements. And obviously, years ago, you would say, oh, let's buy a very expensive certificate. But then again, Let's Encrypt these days supports that. But we want automation. We don't want to email and verify email or click in Azure DNS or whatever. We want this to be automated. No. We've got AKS, we've got containers, we've got the cloud native ecosystem. There is no reason not to automate this. So production ready scenario, we have it, and we're going to talk you through it. So hopefully that you can get started pretty easily with that production ready scenario and learn that, certificates and DNS and AKS and Azure, it's not that scary, it's not that complex. It will literally take you less than an hour to set it up. Understanding everything, maybe a bit more, but getting started, less than an hour.
We've got 10 minutes.
I've got 10 minutes. I can do it in 10 minutes. Yeah. So what we've got here is cloudadventures.org, which is the domain name that I own. And obviously, when we configure a new ingress resource, and we have a DNS name, we have a host name, and we want that host name to be present in Azure DNS. And then we need a certificate for that host name. So
copy and paste in the old days.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do a kubectl apply in the ingress, or even maybe you're doing it through a pipeline. You should be doing it through a pipeline, but you applied it, GitOps, it's deployed, you have your ingress resource, and you do a kubectl get ingress, and then you get the IP, or maybe you just noted down the load balancer IP address in the past. But let's say you have the IP, you go to Azure DNS, or we're doing Azure DNS now, but obviously you can do other DNS services as well. You go to Azure DNS, you create it, you create the host name, you put in the IP, and then you wait a little bit, like literally a little bit. Doesn't take as long anymore these days. And then you can go to your host name, and then you still need a certificate. So you go to a certificate provider, you get a certificate, or you do Cert Manager like we did last week, and then your ingress, your cluster issuer will provide you with a certificate through Cert Manager. But, manual stuff, we don't want that. So what we have, and then I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code here. We have our cluster issuer called Let's Encrypt Production, where last week we just said, hey, it's Let's Encrypt. But here we're saying, no, what we want to do is we want to challenge with DNS. We want to do the DNS challenge, and we have our cluster issuer, Let's Encrypt Production, and tell the solver is Azure DNS, and then we've got the resource group name, subscription ID, environment, managed identity, because we're doing federated identities here, and you have a user assigned managed identity. All of that documented on the Cert Manager website, and documented very well, I have to say. I will just talk you through it. Hey, create these identities, provide permissions. So technically what we have here is we have a Kubernetes cluster, or an Azure Kubernetes services cluster, with a managed identity. And then that managed identity has contributor permissions on Azure DNS in this case. Then what we do is when we deploy an ingress resource, so for example, we have one here, we're telling it, hey, use Cert Manager, then use the cluster issuer Let's Encrypt Production. You can have different ones. You can also have one for staging, which can do a different API for Let's Encrypt or whatever. But we're doing the cluster issue, let's encrypt production, which we have here, which will then say, okay, if we create an ingress resource, blah, blah, then use the let's encrypt production, which goes here. And then this one will go, hey, we've got Azure DNS, configure Azure DNS, do the Acme challenge, verify it, get the certificate, create the secret, provide the certificate, etc. But then we also have the thing that we don't want to go to Azure DNS and create the record. In this case, what do we call it? Hello. We don't want to create that. We want that to be created automatically. And for that, we use a tool called, a solution called external DNS, which allows us to interact with, in this case, we're interacting with Azure. It allows us to interact with Azure and create a DNS record as well. So what we want to happen here is when we deploy an ingress resource like this, we want it to create a DNS record, hello.cloudadventures.org. Then once that's created, we want it to do the Acme challenge, get the certificate, and then poof, magic, everything's there. Obviously, I've already done it with hello and tested it. So we have one called ingress magic here as well. Magic.cloudadventures.org. We're using our cluster issuer, let's encrypt production. When I typed this, I was thinking Magic Kingdom, Disney, everything.
Yes.
We're both a bit of Disney nerds here. So
yeah.
So Michael's saying, I think external DNS is my missing part of the puzzle here. External DNS here, this is just a manifest you can deploy. You can also do a Helm chart. It's available one or two ways. This is literally takes a couple of minutes to set up. Just make sure you have the service accounts in place. I do not have the YAMLs of that here, so I don't want to accidentally share my service accounts and stuff. I mean, I get excited. I click on stuff, and then passwords out there. I need to clean up everything. Yeah. It happens. So what we've got here is magic.cloudadventures.org. We're going to apply that. Before we do that, we've got external DNS configured on a cluster. So we're just going to grab those logs. Got those here. Same with Cert Manager. And then we're going to see what happens when we apply our configuration. So we're going to do a k-apply-f and then ingress magic in the demo namespace. And it says configured. So if we do a k-get ingress and demo, we can see we've got magic.cloudadventures.org. That's the IP. If we look at Cert Manager, it already starts doing Magic Cloud Adventures TLS. I need a certificate for that. And it will update Azure DNS. And we're going to look at Azure DNS in a second. And then we've got external DNS going. Look at that. External DNS, hey, hello. Well, still has that. That one already exists. It's going to make a change here. See, TXT record named external DNS a magic. Now, so it's doing stuff, right? Let's log for it. It's doing stuff. So if we go to the Azure portal and we do a refresh, and we scroll down, we can see, hey, external DNS a magic. That's what external DNS did. We can see there's an A record already created with the IP address. So we don't have to do it manually. And there's an ACME challenge already done. The question is, do we already have the certificate? Yes or no? Let's just go to magic.cloudadventures.org, see what happens. Not there yet. So we have to wait a little bit, because if we look at the secret here, get secrets and demo, we can see, it should be 3 seconds. Maybe we're a bit too quick. There we go. 3 seconds. There it is. We click on this. Connection is secure. Magic Cloud Adventures R10. Let's encrypt. And it's verified. It's automated. Right. Nothing.
We got a good question here from Michael. Let me pop it up on screen for you. Assume this is on an AKS cluster. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Is it then automatically deploying an ALB in Azure? So in Azure, it'll be just like a load balancer. A public-facing load balancer. And it automatically deploys that with your ingress object. So when you create your ingress deployment, it will create a service inside Kubernetes, and that service will have an external load balancer attached to it. You can also have internal load balancers, but this is just going to do us an external one. You can see the service there. Yep, and it's got the external IP. So then that's there, and then the certificate is in the cluster as a secret. Your DNS will point to this load balancer, and that will then direct to the backend pools and the load balancer, and then it does a certificate TLS termination there in the Nginx ingress, which is really cool.
Yeah, if we look at the this load balancer you're talking about, right? It's this one with the external IP, and if we do a kget ingress on the demo namespace, we can actually see these match. So it's literally pointing to that. Yeah, so that's, I mean, out of the box, I mean, it takes about an hour to configure. I think most of the work to configure, or the nitty gritty, I don't know, maybe that's not the way to say it, but what you have to keep an eye on is you're creating service accounts, you're creating managed identities, and then I've got one for external DNS, and I've got one for Cert Manager. When you go to do stuff in production, I'd like to get separate identities for different services. What you don't want to do is when you start doing this and you next finish the whole thing, or like, hey, let's get it up and running, which is good. Don't reuse those identities for different services. From a security perspective, I like to keep them separated, granularity, least privilege. Once you get more containers, more services inside your cluster, it's good to have them separated. Also, we can decide, hey, let's stop using Cert Manager, or let's stop using external DNS, and then you want to clean everything up, and you want everything to have the same life cycle, so keep your identity separate. That's the only, the additional thing that I wanted to share here, but it's, yeah,
because with the managed identity and the federation inside Azure, you can actually only federate 20 clusters to one managed identity. So, it's better to have it separate for each cluster, for sure.
Yeah. All right. And that was within 10 minutes.
Nice. Very good. That worked quite well. It's good the way, it automatically updates DNS, and external DNS isn't just for Azure. God, let me Google it. There's a lot of providers it works with as well.
External DNS Kubernetes. Let's see. I've got it here.
Cool.
Look.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you scroll down, there's a massive list. And it's a cool logo as well. So, yeah.
So we're doing Azure DNS, but we can do AWS with 53, core DNS even.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm not sure what you're using, but...
I'm not sure if his is in the list looking at that, but maybe he should look at, because he's got his home lab, maybe he should look at Pi-hole or something as well. That would be quite cool for him. But I think, what has he got? He's got I don't see it in INOS or something like that. I don't see it in the list, but maybe it can. Maybe it falls under the RFC 21361. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's saying it's got an IONOS webhook. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
All right. So you're good to go then.
Yeah. And then because there was a comment he also put about, because he's got a home lab, so it won't automatically create his load balancer. So maybe he could look at like, what is it, MetalLB or something like that. So he can expose his stuff to the world, or to whom he wants to, or look at Pi-hole. Yeah.
Oh, Pi-hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Pi-hole. Yeah, that's cool.
30 minutes.
Nice, quick and easy. Yeah.
Cilium. He's using Cilium. Where's Carl? Carl.
There we go.
We said Cilium.
Yeah. You just expect Carl to pop up when you hit the word Cilium. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Time zones and all. But yeah, fingers crossed he'll be back soon. But I guess with that, we hit the 30-minute mark about now. So we should probably close out now. Go get some lunch and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, definitely lunch. I want lunch. Yeah.
Yeah. So been a good session. Thanks for showing us that.
yeah, and thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. Michael, thank you for your input. It was great. Everyone else, thanks for watching. If you're watching later, thanks for watching as well. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
And
not sure what subject yet, but maybe I'll do a 10-minute tech on kubetidy.
We can do that. Yeah.
Potentially.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway. We'll let you know in time.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye.